Hi, my name is Mandy Garrick. I'm one of the clinical specialists here at Midmark. As part of your anesthesia machine's maintenance, it is recommended that you use a maintenance kit and replace those components in that kit every 2 years. I'm going to walk you through step by step on how to replace those components. We're going to start with unscrewing the APL valve and our safety occlusion valve from the plastic dome found on top of your exhalation valve. Once off, we're going to separate them from each other. We're also going to remove our negative pressure relief valve from the plastic dome found on the inhalation valve. Once these valves are off, we're going to remove the small O-rings off the threads and replace those with the new small O-rings. You will do this on all 3 of the safety valves. On the safety occlusion valve, we're going to remove the white backup ring and rubber diaphragm and then replace them with your new. We'll now remove our clear plastic domes from our inhalation and exhalation valves. You're going to loosen the silver retaining ring to get to them. We're also going to remove our white flutter disc off each valve and the large O-ring and replace those with the new. We'll place our new clear domes on the inhalation and exhalation valve and tighten them back down with the silver retaining rings. Now we'll take our APL valve and our safety occlusion valve, put them back together with the threaded end, and we're going to reattach that onto our exhalation valve clear dome. Our negative pressure relief valve will now thread into the clear dome of our inhalation valve. Now we're going to remove our patient breathing circuit from the inhalation and exhalation valve, and we're going to replace it with our new. We're just going to push that onto the exhalation and inhalation valve. Now we're going to remove our CO2 absorbent canister. We'll need to flip up the black flip levers of our CO2 absorbent housing. We'll discard this old soda lime that's in our canister. We're going to remove the upper rubber gasket from the upper portion of our absorber housing. We're going to remove the screen out of our upper gasket and place it inside the new. We're going to then put the upper gasket into the absorber housing with the lip facing up. Now we're going to pull or push the lower gasket off of the CO2 absorbent canister. We're going to remove the screen from the gasket and place that into the new lower gasket. The lower gasket will have an inner ridge which differentiates it from the upper gasket. Now we're going to replace the new lower gasket onto the absorbent canister with the ridge facing upwards. Now we're going to replace our CO2 absorbent canister back into the absorber housing. We want to make sure that it's seated well. We also want to check for any debris that may be on the lower housing from the absorbent material. It's a good idea to clean that well if needed. We'll secure this back into place by using the black flip levers. Now we're going to remove and replace our reservoir bag off of the bag arm of our absorber. So I'm going to pull it by the neck and replace it. Now we're going to remove all our black neoprene tubing and the plastic Y connector. I'm going to start by removing the tubing off the back of the flow meter, and then continue removing this piece from my vaporizer's inlet adapter. The next piece I'm going to remove is off of the vaporizer's outlet adapter. It then removes from the back of our flush valve and up here on our absorber housing on the bag arm. Now we'll remove the black neoprene tubing off of the plastic Y connector. I will now use my new tubing and I'm going to cut to size for each piece that I just removed off the machine. Now we're going to put our new Y connector onto our new tubing. And we're going to put it back on our machine. So we're going to start by putting one piece on the bag arm of our absorber, then on the back of our flush, and back onto the vaporizer's outlet adapter. Our final piece of tubing we're going to put at the back of our flow meter, and the other end will go to our vaporizer inlet adapter. Now we've completed installing our maintenance kit. Now we're going to want to do a leak test to make sure there's no leaks in the anesthetic machine. To begin our leak test, we're going to start with closing our APL valve. We're going to turn it clockwise in the direction of the pressure arrow. We're going to then cover the Y portion of our patient's breathing circuit with our thumb and turn on our oxygen flow meter. This will begin pressurizing the system. We're going to monitor the pressure on our pressure gauge. This is also called the manometer. We want to get to a pressure of 30 centimeters of water. Once we're there, we'll turn off the flow meter. If the pressure holds steady, we do not have a leak in our anesthetic machine. If the pressure is dropping, you'll just slowly turn the flow meter on enough to stabilize the pressure. The amount of oxygen needed is how big your leak is. If your leak is over 300 milliliters, you'll want to refer to your anesthesia machine's owner's manual or reach out to us here at Clinical Support.